watch this video if you like it. Hi Munir, welcome. Hi official Ani Chiglian or something. But I'm not gonna do another video, okay? This is this video, and if you'd like to watch other videos, please check those out on their channel. Hi Eduardo, this is Sinterklaas. That's what he looks like. And this is that black face. Black Pete, which I think we should call Pete, and we can either give them, we call it soot on their faces, so some will have a little bit of soot, or just give them rainbow colors, which, I mean, I love rainbows. Where's my rainbow? I love rainbows, so I like the rainbows better, but it's all controversy, and there's lots of people demonstrating it. Here you can see one of the solutions. So now these beads on my ribbon paper, they're just the same color as most Dutch people are. Of course, not all Dutch people, not by far, but I guess most of Dutch people are still about this color, pink. So, I'm going to wrap lots of gifts for Sinterklaas because it's a lot to do, and I'm going to tell you about our tradition. So let me just wrap this gift in. I'm going to wrap some hot cookie. This can keep your drink hot. It's pretty fun. You can attach it on your computer, and I think this is pretty cute. As someone took a bite out of it, sort of. And so what happens with Sinterklaas? Officially, we celebrate it on the 5th of December. 5th of December. But this is his birthday, supposedly. And of course, he's really a saint who used to give kids some food and candies. So that's what the tradition stems from. It was a saint who shared his food and some coins with very poor people, which I think is a wonderful thing to do, and you usually have poems which go with the gifts. Hayakana. So that's a lot of fun too. Just looking for some. I have to get organized here. I'm not organized. Hey, Pius. Je hebt zin in Nederlands. Mooi zo. They're looking forward to some Dutch. Okay, let me get into this. I should wrap this. So I'm wrapping voor Sinterklaas. Het gaat goed met mij. Hoe gaat het met jou? Because Sinterklaas has a lot to do, as you might imagine. So I have some Lego here, and I have to make gift kind of baskets I should make. So I have to bunch them up and then give some gifts all together. And kids will make lists on which they wish for certain things. Yeah, you got it. I don't know if that's funny, but maybe it is. And then so I'm wrapping them together, and I'm putting them together, and then gifting them all at once, because otherwise you have so many gifts and the unwrapping takes so long. Most people, they celebrate all together. Oh, that's so cool. We have a viewer here who speaks a little bit of Dutch, because they used to, I think, study, was it, or work here in the lands way down in the south in Venlo. Welcome, I'm happy you're watching here. So this is one of the gifts. It's a cookbook with lots of carb-free recipes. And then I wanted to fill out my budget, so I bought them some chocolate too, because all this dieting stuff, you need some chocolate, right? So I'm bunching up my gifts, and then we're gonna be celebrating. Usually you celebrate with family. Right, chocolate Mentos. I might give out some chocolate Mentos too. And you celebrate with family. You can celebrate with friends. Ugh. But when you celebrate with friends, usually you would do like a more Sinterklaas party, and then you would give each other gifts and pretend it's for Sinterklaas, but really it's not. And then you throw dice, and you have to exchange gifts. Some magic sand. This is 2.5 kilograms, so that's quite a gift. And I thought I would add some. I went a little over budget, but I thought this was cool. Some shapes to use with magic sand, because then you can shape it. So we're gonna celebrate next weekend. maybe I should do soft spoken. Maybe that's better. For the horse, you can put, let me show you. You can put a carrot in the shoe. See that? Carrot in the shoe. And then the carrot is for the horse because it's walking on the rooftops all the time with a dude on its back. And then this is the bag. Sinterklaas's bag. Autotop NL. Not really. I don't think I know that, but I don't have a car, so maybe that's why I don't know Autotop, because auto means car. Oh, Zeke. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you unsubscribed, and I'll do belly noise again soon, but I really have to wrap these gifts. And I thought I would share this with you because I think it's a pretty cool tradition. If you leave out the black peat part and just make it a rainbow peat or a soot peat, then I think it's a really nice tradition. It fits. I'm so happy. I made it work. I do agree that we should keep tradition because lots of people are switching to mainly celebrating Christmas. And although I think Christmas is nice, I like the whole mysticism and all the rituals which have to do with Sinterklaas. And there's also lots of Sinterklaas songs. And I'm happy that you're still here, Zeke. Yay. Thank you so much for staying a subscriber. I'm happy you did. So you sing songs as a kid for Sinterklaas. So that's a part I like too. I should sing you a song, right? Okay. I'm gonna sing a song now on YouTube, and this is not why I started this channel, but I think it's part of Sinterklaas. I think I should share it with you. But note, I'm not a singer, and I'm sorry that my singing is gonna be maybe a little out of tune. But whoever, it's like someone just said in the chat. It's the thought that counts. Zie de maan schijnt door de bomen, makker staakt u wild geraad. Heerlijk avondje is gekomen, het avondje van Sinterklaas. Vol verwachting klopt ons hart, wie er kool krijgt, wie de gaart. Vol verwachting klopt ons hart, wie de kool krijgt, wie de gaart. So a couple of viewers left, which is very smart, of course. Yeah, Zeke, I like Christmas too. But we're not very used to giving gifts at Christmas, I guess. And this is a very old Dutch tradition. So I like the Dutch tradition more for that reason. And it's a very colorful
This is really cool. I just saw this. See that? Ghost hug. Oh, sorry. It's flipped, right? It says ghost hug. You can't feel it, but it's there. That's so funny. Yeah. And the gifts. The gifts. Cadeautjes. And that are usually wrapped in very colorful paper, and it's very much a children's celebration. So it makes it extra fun because it just looks really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go to soft spoken because otherwise you don't hear me. And I think there's also lots of demonstration now against the black peat and also for keeping the black peat. What were you saying, Zeke? Yeah, you like gift wrapping? Me too. And sometimes I like to get creative. I think I might add some ribbons later. I have some ribbon here, which I like to add. And so there's people demonstrating for both sides. Some people think black peat should really stay. Where should I put this so you can see it? Here, maybe. Lego gone. And some people are then demonstrating because they want to keep it traditional as it used to be, which I understand there used to be traditions, but the tradition, of course, stems from how the Dutch used to have lots of slaves. They look very much like the slaves used to look, and they're almost like a caricature. I'll talk about Christmas in a little bit again, okay? Because I did explain before when you weren't here yet, Zeke. And it's just very much racist and looking like blackface. They have very, well, I showed it to you, right? Big red lips. Okay, you see that? Okay, well, that's enough of it. And sorry, I'm still a bit sick. Golden earring hoops, which used to be also what the slaves used to wear. I don't know exactly why again, but that's a sign of that too. And they have black curls, and then suits, which also used to be which the slaves of the richer people used to wear. And on one side, I'm thinking, I mean, it's good that we're not trying to hide the fact that we used to have lots of slaves, because I think lots of history books, that's kind of, like a part of one chapter and that's it. When of course, it's a pretty horrible thing to do, and we should not hide this. But on the other hand, since it's offending people, I think we should take each other into account and make it so that the holiday is fun for everyone. Because I know that there's some kids who are being teased as if they are Pete, and I mean, that's just not fun, and I don't know, they're scolded and they're not treated normal, and mainly those kids, but also grown-ups, are having trouble with this. And then I think, well, we're all living here together, so let's make it so that everyone can enjoy this period in the year of the year. And I get the people who say it's tradition. They say that the blackness is from going down the chimney so often, which I understand. But then they wouldn't have big red lips. They wouldn't have the golden hoops. They wouldn't necessarily have black hair, and they would be more black than brown. Plus, when they arrive in the country, they haven't been going down chimneys. They're just coming from, we say Spain, but actually the saint actually comes from Turkey. So there's a weird thing. There's some weird shifts in the tradition happen. So there's a grave of Sinterklaas, which I went to in Turkey, and this candy is eyeballing me. Is it eyeballing you? But they say he comes from Spain. So the Pete's and the Sinterklaas have just come from Spain, and then they're already brown or black, which does not make sense. So their reasoning, it's sweet, but it doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, and we don't have to get rid of the tradition at all. We should definitely keep it, but I think it should be fun for everyone. So there's been very right-wing people and very left-wing people talking about this very much, and yeah, it's just, there is a solution, but not if everyone won't budge at least a little bit. And I think we should all just do that and have fun together. I'm going to do this one because I want to make sure I wrap it into the glass paper. Let me check if I can make it. But there was very left-wing people who said they were gonna tight, but should be able to. They were gonna shoot Sinterklaas. That's how crazy it's gotten. There's people who are so offended that they say stuff like that. So they said if he's gonna come with blackface pizza, then we're gonna shoot his brains out and he'll splatter his brain over all the kids. And I mean, that's so extreme. I can get that you're offended. And let's look together what we can do. No! Okay, I know a trick. Usually, when you then turn it, then you can make it after all. Here's nothing. I'm just gonna try. Zeke is saying something. Let me check what he's saying. Liberal or conservative? Yes, I agree, Conan. I'm not sure. I sound like a liberal. Conservative seems like everything should stay. Then I'm liberal. Now I know. Yes, Jaconan, I agree. I think the children should just grow up differently because the people who have a problem with it, that's the grown-ups. And it's a children's holiday, really. And they don't mind. I mean, the kids who have a color, of course they do mind which color the Pete's have because they're being teased about it. But the kids who don't have a color, they don't mind at all which color the Pete's have. Especially my little girl, she's so young, she wouldn't have no idea. So if we make a change now, not a big problem. And I think the kids are gonna laugh at us one day that we kept it so insane with the whole blackface thing. And yeah, what does it matter which color a Pete has, right? So I'm also hoping it'll change, and the kids are going to show us, and they're probably going to tell us that it should really change. I'm doing a horrible job here. This is not working at all. Okay, do you know what I'm going to do? Because I don't want to waste the paper. I'm just going to put another gift in, and someone said something again. Am I wearing socks? That's a very logical question. Let me just check. Am Am I wearing socks? Yes, I'm wearing socks, and I think there is a. Is it bubble gum or something? What are those things called? I don't even know. The Space Girls? No, that's not Space. I don't remember. You liked wearing Christmas socks, okay. Well, I don't have Sinterklaas socks. It's not really a part of Sinterklaas. I wrapped it too tight. Okay. And you put out your shoe when you want to get a gift from Sinterklaas. You put out your shoe and you sing to Sinterklaas, and then you get a gift in your shoe, which also doesn't sound like a good idea, but I'm just saying that socks are not really a part of the tradition. So with Christmas, of course, you have the Christmas socks, which then I get that you like wearing the socks. And then you put out the socks, and then you get a gift in your sock. Which also, if you don't know the socks that people put out there, does not sound like a good idea, a gift in your sock. But, so we just use our shoes. Also does not sound like a good idea. And usually it's really the shoes that kids wear outside. So the gifts are wrapped, and then usually you get a small gift inside your shoe. So, like maybe chocolate letter. You see all the chocolate letters. These are supposed to be chocolate. Or maybe a small gift, and that's what Sinterklaas or one of the Pete's puts in your shoe. So not really a big sock thing going on there. Yeah. Okay, so Christmas here in the Netherlands is basically used to be just going to mass in the church, and then having good food, big meal with everyone around the table, and that's basically it. Okay, let me go. Oh, so on this one I'm going to throw out. Because it's the Black Pete face, and I don't want to support that. Okay, there we go. Let me write another name. So it's more of a food holiday, and then I think doing gourmet is very traditional here in the Netherlands, but I think I've done it once. I don't really have a family that does that. So either you have a family who's into gourmetting. Do you know gourmetting? Or you have like a whole menu of lots of dishes, one after the other, and there's people who are like working in the kitchen for days and days and days. It's really amazing, really nice food. Oh no, I put one gift. Oops, I think I made a mistake. Where's the gift? Where's it gone? Oh, I made another mistake. Okay, I'm talking too much to you. I'm making mistakes here. That's not good. Let me see if I can take this off. And then Sinterklaas. Sinterklaas is more for kids, and not everyone has kids in their surroundings. It's become the last couple of decades that people are also giving gifts. I think I'm imagining for Christmas. But usually we do have a Christmas tree. But we don't hang our socks, and usually they'll just end up, the gifts will end up underneath the Christmas tree, and I think it will be, depending on when you have your party with family on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or second Christmas Day. We have second Christmas Day, and I think there's even a third or something. I'm not sure. We just have lots of time off, and we celebrate with food. And the gourmetting That's when you put, it's like a high tray and a low tray. And you have lots of tiny pans, and everyone has their own pan, and they're underneath. And you can cook your food or whatever in the pan underneath. And then on top, it's like a teppanyaki kind of thing, kind of solution. And did I do this already? No, I should have done it like this. And you can also put food on top. And that's pretty much a Christmas tradition. And I do not know why, but I think probably it's very efficient. That it's just easier than going into the kitchen for days, and everyone has to cook for days. Not everyone, but someone has to cook a lot. And then instead you just make your own food at the table. But I do think it's really cute with all the little pans and everything. Look, this is pretty cool. What's the front? This is the front. It's Lego from Harry Potter. Harry Potter. So I'm hoping they'll love it. They have lots of Lego already, but I really hope they'll like it. Let me use this as closer. Like this. My grandma used to go to the church as well. It's just being together with family, I guess. It's not very many more traditions. We do put up lights and Christmas trees. For us, the Christmas tree goes up the day after, or at least after Sinterklaas, because Sinterklaas, I guess, is still our main tradition. So people wait until after Sinterklaas to put up their Christmas tree. But you can already buy Christmas stuff everywhere. It's just our whole country isn't Christmas yet. Right now it's still Sinterklaas. And there's not a special tradition which happens on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It's just because it's not as embedded in our culture as Sinterklaas is. So, do you have any questions about Sinterklaas? If you're watching this stream later, please post your questions in the comment box below and I'll look at it. Hi, Avengers. And I'll make sure I answer your questions. Oh yeah, one more thing. Sinterklaas has a mitre and a stuff. So he has this headdress. Let me just headdress. And he also has this here, this thing. This is now the Pete is holding it, but usually Sinterklaas holds it. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't know why he has it, but I guess it helps him walk, stay steady. I don't know. What should I do next? I'm thinking I might not have enough paper. Oh no, oh no. I'm gonna wrap this. It's gonna be all my paper. No, I'm gonna be out. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this in a different way. Let me just wrap this one then. This is huge. Maybe we can wrap it like this. There we were. Well, there goes my last paper. And it's real fun when you go from being a kid celebrating Sinterklaas or St. Nicholas to going as a grown-up. And it's actually kind of fun. I think they must have been brothers or something, or maybe stem from the same saint. Because if you think about it, Santa Claus is very similar to Sinterklaas. Santa Claus, Sinterklaas. They have animals to help them ride, to help them move the gifts. It's mainly for kids. Sinterklaas, however, is quite lean and mean. He's very slender. He's a slender man. I think it's Coca-Cola, right? Who made your Santa Claus quite sturdy man. Santa Claus comes from the North Pole, which is a bit strange to me. It's just a faraway land, maybe like a magic land. Oh, and our saint does not have a wife or anything. It's really a holy man and does not partake in relationships, etc. Maybe, I'm thinking, he has so many peeps who are regular size. They're like grown-ups, just regular grown-ups. By his side, they used to all be men. So I'm thinking that Sinterklaas has other ideas and other kinds of relationships, but I'm not sure, of course. We also have a newscast every day for kids. There's when Sinterklaas is almost coming, and when he's arrived, up until the day after his birthday, when we celebrate Sinterklaas. There's a newscast for the kids about Sinterklaas and the Pete's and everything that's happening, and it's really wonderful. Lots of fun. I don't think it used to be there when I was little. I didn't watch it, but it's a pretty fun idea that kids want to stay updated on what's happening with Sinterklaas and the Pete's. So, I'm getting quite far with the wrapping. I'm happy about that. And with us, the adults usually get one gift, and the kids get lots of gifts. I guess maybe the kids are better. Oh, there's another part of the legend, which is pretty dark, I'm telling you. It's not so out there anymore. I have to write a name on this one. But when you're a good kid, you get a gift from and goodies from Sinterklaas. When you've been very bad, you don't get gifts. You get like, it looks like part of a broom without a stick, the roue, it's called. And they put you inside the bag. You've seen Sinterklaas's bag, right? This thing. You have better. This thing. Sinterklaas's bag. The Pete's, they put you inside the bag and they take you to Spain if you've been bad. So, it used to be that parents would actually use this and say, well, don't be a bad kid because otherwise Sinterklaas will see. He also sees everything that happens. And then you're not going to get gifts and you have to go with them to Spain, which to me now it sounds pretty good. But when I was a kid, I knew it was a threat, which I didn't want. So it's kind of a weird part of the tradition, I think. It should be wrapped. It was something else I was thinking of to tell you. What was it? Oh, you can encounter Sinterklaas in places, just like with Santa. And he has a huge book. And in the book, he writes about the kids, and that's where he knows and writes everything about you and how good you've been or not, and yeah, that's what you're kind of being judged on. So when you see Sinterklaas, he has this huge book, and usually you can sit on his lap, and kids start crying very often. And he reads from the book some stuff about you, like you've been a good kid, very well done, and you're doing great in school, and you like arts and crafts, and you're great at soccer too. That's amazing. You're doing great. Keep it up, kid. And but I guess it's kind of nowadays when we're so busy with all the privacy stuff, it's kind of weird that this Sinterklaas dude knows all about you, I think. So, yep, that doesn't help. I remember I was a little kid and Sinterklaas came by and he had some Pete's with him as well. And then I said to my mom, Pete is wearing Daddy's shoes. Because Daddy wasn't with us. Probably he was working, like an excuse like that. And then Pete was wearing my father's shoes. That was, yeah, very smart, I guess. So when Sinterklaas arrives, he comes by boat. And he's coming from Spain, so he has a steamboat. Old traditional steamboat looks lots of fun. Has a chimney that shoots out smoke, and the horse and the Pete's, etc., are on the boat. And then he comes off and gets on the horse and walks around. And that's also quite traditional and strange, I think. There we go. Well, I'm almost done. I'm doubting though. Yeah, I should do one more like this. Yeah, this is gonna work. Okay. Huge. Why do they make these things so huge? And can I just take the plastic out, which is inside? I like this kind of Lego better. It's just, green Lego, and this is all like cool dragon Lego, blah blah things. It's not what it's about. It's about building your own fun stuff. How do I wrap this in my gift? Like this. Okay. It's gonna be almost all my paper again. There's also, do you know marzipan? Marzipan? That's also a traditional part of Saint Nicholas, Sinterklaas. And don't ask me why, but it's delicious. It's almond and sugar and egg whites. I've made it myself once, and it's really hard to make, but it's really delicious. And so there's usually pigs made from marzipan, which they cut up into pieces, and then they give to the kids and the grown-ups too. I think grown-ups usually like marzipan better than kids because it has a bitterness. It's also fun. And to symbolize the tradition with the money, which I think the story was that Sinterklaas actually, I'm going to close the curtains because it's getting dark outside. He used to give kids, he gave some kids some money. He threw it in the window of some really poor kids who didn't have money to eat. And that's where the tradition of golden coins comes from. And I think there's a Jewish tradition which is very similar with golden coins. So we have chocolate golden coins, which are also part of the Sinterklaas celebration. Sometimes you get those in your shoe. It's one very popular shoe gift. And all kinds of good chocolate. I should show you my, I don't have it here though. Oh, this one failed. Some shoe gifts, which we have here too. And it's really cute because the children they put their shoe out and they put a little bit of carrot inside, and then they sit there next to their shoe, which is by the chimney, but nowadays we don't have a chimney anymore. And then they sing Sinterklaas songs, which is really cute. Oh, Avengers was saying something. I'm sorry.